and attempt to regress to my childhood to find out where I went wrong. I bought this because I started playing flight sims again. A Thrustmaster T16000M FCS. I don't know what any of this means, to be quite honest. And it's only when a female of my acquaintance pointed out that Thrustmaster has sexual implications that I realised I was just so slow to pick up on that sort of thing, because I'd read Thrustmaster, I just assumed it was something to do with jets, you know. But a female reads it and immediately picks up on the word thrust. This is why I want to regress to my childhood, you know, to find out where I went wrong. So what we're going to do is have a look at it. What do you get for your money? At the moment I'm using crappy sci-tech that has very coarse control. I'll show you a clip using Rise of Flight, which is a PC World War I flying game, which I'm quite interested in playing. But it's hopeless. I'll show you a clip from a turret trying to draw a bead on something. The controls are just so coarse. This came in at 50 quid, which is a lot of money for me to spend on something so trivial. But I quite enjoy flight sims. You know, I'm in my 60s, so you know, if I want to buy a joystick, then I'm bloody well going to buy a joystick. How do you get into this? Let us see. There we go. We're still in shot. What do you get for 50 quid? Instructions. And there we have the things little triggers you rest your, not triggers, but I think those are the rests that stick into the side of the joystick. A USB cable, another USB cable, so I now must have several hundred, although of course you can never find one when you're looking for one. The right one. What's this? We open this upside down. Right, here's the gubbins. Here's the stuff. So nothing else in there. There's something in there. I know that's just a prop. Right, move the packaging to one side, and here is the joystick. I don't really want this plastic bag, so there's a cable running through that, so that was nearly a good start, wasn't it? All right. There we go. First impressions. Right. The reason I bought this particular model, by the way, is I'm left-handed. That doesn't feel left-handed at all. That gets right in the way. This thing here. So I imagine these are removable. Yeah. This bit here, it comes set up right-handed. Okay, but I presumably can swap these round. Swap these things around to make it left-handed. Right, feels good and chunky, good and solid. So let's get it set up, and I'll pause while I read the instructions. Okay, here I am playing with the old joystick, the Sci-Tech. And if I move the hat switch around, it only takes, oh bugger. You've just got to, it'll just do really, really coarse adjustments. So here's a plane coming in, I'm trying to zero in on it, I'm missing it the whole time. Because it just won't let me make fine enough adjustments. So I keep on missing. It's not because I can't see the bloody things. It's just the it's just not accurate enough movement-wise. This is Rise of Flight, by the way. See, I just can't zoom in on them or get a proper bead because the thing moves too much. So we'll stop that there. That's the old Cytec, which when I bought it was the cheapest joystick I could find. It was about £8, I think. See how dusty it is. Right, the instructions are in fact remarkably simple. You just get this one sheet in a million different languages. And all it says is go to, and it gives a web address, and download the user manual, download drivers, and download the target advanced programming software, which I can't believe I really need. And here is the relevant page. So I think we'll have the manual. Oh, I just downloaded the last one, the wrong one. We're on FCS, aren't we? Alright, let's have that. And Unified Drivers Package, we'll have that. That's downloading 18 megabytes, just over 18 megabytes. And I think we'll give this target software, advanced target software, a miss. It lists some games here: War Thunder, Elite Dangerous, IL-2, Stalingrad. I've actually got a copy of that, but I can't imagine the graphics have kept pace with the resolution of screens. Unfortunately, Rise of Flight isn't listed, so right, I'm just going to go off and install these drivers and what have you. Okay, first thing to note is it's very easy to switch from left to right hand. Here I've swapped these around. Those are the two extra bits in the box, and underneath, oops, trying not to break anything, there is a switch here that says left-handed or right-handed. That's actually upside down there, which you switch over. Obviously I'm switching over to left-handed, and then there's very clear, the manual has very clear illustrations, left-handed, right-handed, of which button is which and how to do it in case you don't know how to undo one screw. Right, on to installing the driver. Okay, here we are. Without I've just slightly decreased the sensitivity and increased the acceleration just a bit on this joystick configuration wise. And it is giving me much finer control. I'm going to have to mess around with it some more, but it's just a better job altogether. I'll just show you. Turn the sound down a bit. Actually, maybe I've done this wrong. Maybe I should increase the sensitivity. So I'm still having trouble drawing a bead. Oops, need to reload. These decoys. Oh, these sneaky people. but it does give you finer control without a doubt. That's it. Right, another thing I should point out is this is entirely subjective, but flying is much more realistic. You've got much more sensitive controls. The previous video I did was from a turret. And this is much more realistic. I have flown gliders, so I know what it's like to fly along with the, you know, you can feel the wind and you fly accordingly. And this is much more like it, to be honest. The old stick, the Cytec, was just much coarser, so that, you know, everything you were yanking it and there was an overreaction from the stick. This is much more sensitive, and I have turned the sensitivity. Up a bit on it, and it is much better, much more realistic. Nice throttle control, nice feel in the hand when it's left-handed. So very happy, really. Yeah, believe me too. I forgot to say, yeah, swapping it round to left-handed operation, very easy. Makes it much more comfortable in the hand, and so far, much better. We'll see as I get along, get into the game more. Okay, well, thanks very much for watching. Hi, right, as part of my determined attempts to regress to my childhood, to find out where I went wrong, I bought this because I started flying flight sims again, a Thrustmaster T16000M FCS. I don't know what any of this means, to be quite honest. And it's only when a female of my acquaintance pointed out that Thrustmaster has sexual implications, that I realised I was just so slow to pick up on that sort of thing, because I'd read Thrustmaster, I just assumed it was something to do with jets, you know. But a female reads it and immediately picks up on the word thrust. This is why I want to regress to my childhood, you know, to find out where I went wrong. So what we're going to do is have a look at it. What do you get for your money? At the moment I'm using crappy Cytec that has very coarse control. I'll show you a clip using